So here we go. I thought I'd do a race day bike setup video because I've changed a few things on the setup. I'm hoping the audio is going to work right because I'm having to put the camera a fair way back just because it's the only place I can find it. So fingers crossed this all works all right and autofocus is all good and the audio's good. But anyway, here we go. Now, nothing's changed too much on this, but I thought I'd run through a few things, some interesting changes that I've made for this race, and maybe something that you might think about for this race, which is quite a fast turnaround, or future races potentially, could benefit your setup. So we've got the standard Argon TT bike setup, absolutely love it. Sync ergonomics, few things that I've changed. Now on the Swiss side wheels, I normally run the Conti 5000 S2s, I believe. Very, very good tyres, always use Contis because I think they're the perfect blend of speed but also puncture protection. There are faster tyres out there, but I think that you really compromise on puncture protection, and if you're going to puncture in a race, well, that's it, gone. In an Ironman, maybe you can get away with it, but for a 70.3, if you puncture, you're kind of out of the race, to be honest, in the pro field anyway. So I've gone for still Conti tyres, but I've gone for the TT versions. That's right, I've splashed out. These are more expensive, but you get slightly less puncture protection, so they're a little bit lighter, there's a little bit less material there, but supposedly they are faster rolling tyres. Now, yes, you're compromising a little bit on the puncture protection, but supposedly they're quite a bit faster, so there is actually a substantial benefit to be had from the Conti TT tyres. They're still tubeless. I'm running them 28s, and I'm going to be running them fairly low PSI actually. So the roads out here, they're fairly bumpy. They're kind of like chip seal. They're not potholey like the UK, but they're just like consistently bumpy. And I've been testing out different PSIs in the tyres, and I'm currently around 74 kilos, and I'm thinking I'm going to be running about 60 PSI, which sounds quite low, but it feels a lot better. It feels really nice, and I think I'm going to be just focusing on having a bit more of a comfier ride, and I think that's actually going to be quicker as well. If you pump up your tyres to maybe like what I'd normally be, maybe like 75, 80, it's going to be a really rigid ride. You're going to be bumping around a lot, so reducing your tyre pressure is going to hopefully help the rolling resistance increase or decrease a little bit, and it's just going to feel a lot more comfortable. So that's one of the big changes that I've made for this setup for this race. The next one, as you will have seen, is the dual bottle setup here. So I'm going to be running a litre bottle on the top and a 500ml bottle down here. I'll link to the product that I bought to make this. It was a fairly cheap, just metal bar basically. I've done a whole video on this, but that's another the setup sort of change that I've made. I'm going to still keep the rear behind the saddle bottle cage there, just in case that sort of fails for any reason. I don't think it will, but it's just I like to think of ways to like just kind of insure myself. So for example, like I keep gels in my top tube storage section. I never use them, but it's just insurance just in case I drop a bottle. And similar here with the bottle cage behind the saddle, it's insurance just in case something goes wrong up here. I can still grab a bottle at an aid station. You obviously can't store bottles down your front now, so I've got this section here. It's just in case. It's not going to reduce aerodynamics at all. It's not going to make me any faster, any slower. That's the reason why I'm keeping it there. But for everything else, I'm keeping it fairly similar. So I'm running 1x setup. Now, there's quite a bit of climbing on this course in the first 20k, and then it's very, very quick. So the 58 tooth that I've got on the front is just about manageable on the hills, but is going to be very, very beneficial when we get to the flatter, faster sections. So the gear ratios that I've got is 58, 11, 32, and I think that's kind of perfect on this course. Actually, if I had 12 speed, I'd probably go more for like a 60 on the front and 11, 34 on the back, but that's a future setup that I'll probably try and do anyway. But I think 1x just helps me roll a lot faster on those faster, like -1, -2 percenters, so that's going to be really, really nice. Now the other thing that I'm going to be changing for race day is the waxed chain. So normally I use a ceramic speed chain, but hello Zoe, this is the dog that comes with the Airbnb. Yeah, she's absolutely lovely, coming to inspect or probably nudge me to get her dinner ready. So the next change I'm going to make is putting a waxed chain on the bike. Now I like to make sure I don't put the waxed chain on until my pre-race ride, just to make sure it's as fresh as possible. Normally I go for a ceramic speed chain, but those things are so expensive now. I've actually gone for a Watt Shop chain, which I think was about 75 pounds, which I thought was a pretty good deal actually. And I'm pretty sure like wax is, wax chain is a wax chain pretty much. And it's a Shimano Dura-Ace chain. Like, it's gonna be really good quality. So quite happy that I've saved myself a little bit of money there, but it's probably still a very good quality chain. So that's what I'm gonna be putting on for race day. And then everything else is as is. The tyres are brand new, they're really fresh. The whole setup, I'm going to make sure I tighten every single bolt very tightly, because it's pretty bumpy out there. But yeah, this is the race day setup. I believe it's going to be pretty quick, and yeah, just very much, oh my god, Jesus Christ. And yeah, just very much looking forward to it, looking forward to getting out there, riding very quickly. If you have any questions about the bike setup, please do comment in the comment section below. Like I said, I've only made a few small changes for this race day to basically optimize as much as I possibly can. I don't want the thought that I could have paid for a product or bought a product that would have made me faster or better. I want to make sure that I'm leaving no stone unturned with this setup, and I truly believe that I've done everything I possibly can to make sure this setup is going to be as quick as possible. So now I just need to make sure that my legs show up for race day as well. But yeah, thanks so much for watching this quick video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.